Hey guys, Manda here with the How I Read tag. I actually wasn't tagged to do this video, but I decided I was going to do it anyway because a lot of the booktubers have done it. I thought it was pretty interesting and maybe some stuff that you guys would like to know about the way I read. There's 8 questions, so let's get started. Question number 1. How do you find out about new books to read? Recently, I've gotten a lot of book recommendations from YouTubers. People like Jessie the Reader, Ariel Bassett, and Joy Graceffa have given me a lot of recommendations that I've actually really enjoyed. Otherwise, I look around on Amazon or I sometimes look at other book bloggers and see what they're reading. I love book recommendations and I find a lot of my books that way. Question 2. How did you get into reading? I've always been a really big reader. I can't remember a time that I wasn't a really big reader. My mom has always read a lot and I would read books that she read. And we went to the library a lot when I was a kid and I would go and you were able to get 32 books at a time. And I would get 32 books at a time, read them for the 2 weeks that I had them, and then go back and get more. During the summer reading program, I had a lot of times had librarians get mad at me because they didn't believe that I was actually reading that many books. They would ask me to explain to them the storyline of a certain book, and I'd be able to do it because I actually read that many. I feel like for a lot of my childhood and teen years, I was reading all of the time. Question 3. How has your taste in books changed as you've gotten older? I don't really feel like my taste has changed that much. I still read a lot of YA like I always have, and I still read a lot of romance like I always have. When I was a kid, I found a lot of books at the library, but I also read a lot of like the romance novels that my mom was reading. And now I kind of find books on my own. I don't go to the library as much as I used to, and I get a lot of books from my Kindle. But as far as the taste of books, I think I'm reading kind of the same stuff I was. I read a lot more post-apocalyptic stuff now, but that's because that's what's popular. So yeah, I think I just follow the genre really. I haven't really changed what I read. Question number 4. How often do you buy books? I'm not like buying books every day, but I do get books when I see them and when I think it's something that I want to read. I buy a lot of books for my Kindle. I have about 2,000 books on there right now that I haven't read. And lately when there's a book that I really want to read, I go right out and get it. Like I went out recently and got Miss Peregrine's Home from Peculiar Children and Hollow City, and I also bought Allegiant. With how easy it is to get books on your Kindle, I get books a lot. Question number 5. How did you get into booktubing? I've actually been book blogging for a lot of years now, since about 2010, and last year I started making book videos here and there, but not very frequently. Just in the last month or so, I started watching a lot more booktubers. I've watched Kaylee Hyde's booktube channel since it started, and also Smurgs Reads channel since it started, and I've always wanted to get as involved in the booktube community as they are. And I don't know if it was nerves or what that kept me away from it, but here I am now. My plan is to make a ton of booktuber videos for this channel and kind of integrate myself into the community if they'll have me. I really enjoy this community. It's a lot of fun for me to verbally talk about books and not just have to type up blog posts about it. I think that it's a really cool forum that's different from book blogging but kind of is in the same realm as book blogging, and I just like to talk. Question 6. How do you react when you don't like the end of a book? I get mad when I'm invested in a book and I get to the end and it just like stops, or the ending doesn't make sense, or something stupid happens. I get so angry and I can't get over that for like hours, sometimes days. And I have a hard time because a lot of my friends aren't big readers. So when I'm like, oh my gosh, did you read this book? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't have anybody to talk to it about. I found myself going to Twitter and venting about books now that I'm in this booktuber community. And I like to watch reviews of the book and to see if people thought the same thing I did. It takes a lot for me to get out of the angry zone after reading a book and having the ending be something I did not like. An even bigger pet peeve for me is when you read a book, you get to the end and you realize there's going to be a sequel and you're like, ah! And the sequel doesn't come out for a really long time and you're sitting there freaking out because you want to know what happens, and then by the time the sequel comes out you don't even care anymore. Yeah, that happens. That happens to you, right? Question 7. How often do you sneak a peek at the end of a book to see how it ends? I don't. Ever. No, really. I have never looked at the end of a book when I'm in the book. I stay where I'm at. I don't skip ahead. I don't read anything that's past where I'm at. I don't even read farther on the page I'm at. That's just how I read. To me, that's like if you were watching a movie and you skip to the end to see how it ended. I read it through from the beginning and I don't skip ahead and I don't cheat and see what happens at the end. Ever. Question 8. How many people are you going to tag? Nobody? I don't really have a relationship yet with any booktubers out there. If Kristalina is watching this and she wants to do this tag, do it, girly, you're tagged. Otherwise, if you're watching this and you're a booktuber and you haven't done this tag yet, I am a little behind on getting it done, go ahead and do it. I would love to see how you guys read. Leave me a comment below if you do this tag so I can check out yours. And go over and check out Jesse the Reader and watch his video for this tag because that's where I got the idea from. I hope you guys are having a great week. I'll see you soon. Bye.